Hello and welcome back to GReddy Snorkel. Thanks for joining me again. Firstly, got to say thank you. I've just gone over 100 subscribers. Big deal. Thank you very much. And also way past 10,000 views now. I think like approaching 11,000. So it's a big deal to me. Thank you for all your time and all your energy and all your eyes and ears. Few things have changed since last time. So I've been off for a while. I got made redundant, so I've been having to do some freelance work. I'm a creative art worker, so that slowed things down. And then also my son got his first pet, which is Luna, the bearded dragon. I'll show you here. So that's been a bit of an adjustment too, so we're just kind of working out how that works out. But I've got a few jobs to do on this video. One I've already done, I must admit. I was a bit sneaky about it last time round, but I had to do it while the bumper was off. It just made sense. So let me spin the camera around. I'll show you what it is I've added, and then I'll backtrack the video of it being done last time when I had the bumper off. There, you can probably see the GReddy logo. The intake snorkel that I've put on. And this was the installation. While the bumper's off, I'm going to take the opportunity to change this intake tube out, which I've already made a start of. It's just these two 10mm here. And then this pulls forward and away. And I'm going to put this in there instead. So what you have to do firstly, take that off, slip that into there like that, and then that's going to be quite a large opening to take all the air in. From a fixing point of view, you have one bolt that goes from here to here with a bracket that's supplied. And then on the back, you got these two holes, and I've got to make a couple of holes here and here. And it does say to do away with this, but I'm going to try and just cut it and then tie wrap it, so at least it gives a little bit of resistance. I know it's not going to do much, but every little helps. One other thing I have to do is cut a small section out of this panel here, just so that it sits right where it should. So I'll start by doing that. Off the car. There is quite a few clips on this one. There's actually 6 in total. There's one here, which you can probably see, and then there's 4 equally spaced ones just down the bottom here, which are all coming out a little too easy. Always worrying when that happens. And then that panel just comes out. So all I'm going to do is just take out, hopefully, just this little notched section here, fit it back up and see if it works. Right, I'll just neaten that up and try it back on there. that fits quite nicely now. So we will have this bracket go from there to there like that, and then there is also this foam that goes round the neck of it like it is on here. So I'll transfer this onto that, and then the last bit I've got to do is make the 2 holes up here into this, which I need a pen for so I can mark it up. And then you've just got some of these, just Toyota pop pins, just to push in, hold it in place. Oh, and I also cut these, so I'm going to use some pretty beefy tie wraps just to hold those in place. So, got the little bracket on there, just nipped up slightly. Put 2 rows of the foam around so that when it fits in there, shouldn't get any leaks. That is a tight fit. And then I'll put this one in here. And then I'll just work out where the holes have got to be drilled, which are just up here. Here's a pen. So hopefully it should be fairly obvious where that needs to go. So I've got one there, one there. I think it might need to be just a little bit lower because of the angle. You have to go up in there to mark them off. Let's get the drill. Yeah, I didn't film that, I must admit, because it was a bit hairy, but it's done. So if I've done it correctly, we should have a satisfying click. Would be nice. Got one. Might just need to open that one up slightly. Actually, I'm going to do the other thing of take it apart. So if you pull all those legs apart, you can actually push the centre out, which makes it easier to line up, and then you just push the other bit into it afterwards. Feels like it's in. Just can't get it to push home. There we go. screwdriver and some force. That'll do it. Right, where's the other screw? Here. So I'll just nip these up. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Right, let's get these on. I wasn't joking when I said I had some big tie wraps. That's one. There we go. Nip those off. Oh, they're thick. And I guess give it a start. So now that one's done. Some stuff might change on this later on, but I'm probably going to leave it till after I've had the MOT, just to be on the safe side. I know it's not going to make much difference, but just for peace of mind. So that was the front. I'm now going to move on and do a job at the back, but you can see I've already run the trigger cable for the amp and the sub, but I just can't face that now. That's a bit of a long job to do right now. So what I am going to do instead is in here. Need some light in there, don't we? Which involves these buttons here on the top of the seat. Now, on the American one, or the Canadian one, or whatever one it was, you can see here there's holes, and the thing that the Americans and I believe the Korean GT86s or 86s or FR-Ss or BRZs, whatever you want to call them, they have a cable in the back that you can pull to drop the seats from the back of the car, whereas we're just stuck with the buttons on the top. So I'm not going to jerry rig the version they've got exactly, but what I'm going to try and do is use some straps that I got from Amazon and try and make it work, so that when you're in the boot you can just pull those two straps and the bench falls flat, rather than having to walk around here, open the back of the car, press the buttons on the top of the seat and drop it down. So as far as fixings in here, you've got two 12mm bolts, one there and one on this side. So all you have to do, get your 12mm socket, buzz those out. I'll put them in there. helpful that the carpet goes back over so you can't see. There we are. And then hopefully, yep, that just comes out. So, got it out the car now. First things first, I'm gonna have to take back this fabric just so I can see the mechanisms inside. And as per usual, we got these sort of fixings here, so hopefully they'll play ball. There we go. First one out, one up here. Might just go straight for the big one. There we go. That felt easier. Two on this side as well. And then this rail just slides under that there. So if you peel it back, you've got two pull tabs, which I'll show you once they're open, but you just pull them towards the inside, this side of the chair. Oh. Oh, there's three. There's one in the middle as well. You can probably see 1, 2, 3, all there. I couldn't, but you can. There we go. Up you come. Oh. And then that peels back. Same on this side. I've just been putting the orange thing in the hole, just to, in this first hole here, just to push down on the tab to release it. There we go. And then that should mean you can take the fabric at least out of the way. There we go. So on the American one, let me get my other camera. They have bracketry that connects into this here. You see the mechanism there? There you go, you can probably just about see the hole just in there. Or is it easier this side? No, it's definitely not. And then they pull that, and that releases the top. So I'm just going to see if I can figure out how it works on these ones, because I don't feel it's going to be that different. And then I'll show you how I've got it set up. I've got this side to work. So if you can see at the moment the mechanism is locked, but if you push this black toggle down to suggest that the seat is back up, if you pull it, it drops it down. You can probably see the bar moving just there. Now the way I did it, I'll show you on the other side, is, let me just get some light on the situation. So as you can see, when I press the button, that little lever in there moves up and down, and that locks it off. And this release here, if you push that down, it makes the seat think that it's locked into the seat base. So what I've done, whether I'll be able to do it twice is another matter, but I have this small strap here, which is the one I used on the other side. And this is the hole that it loops through, like that, and then as you pull. So what I did was I loosely put a tie wrap around it, like that. And then, if you can see, let me see if I can make this slightly higher, might make it a bit easier. Right, and what I did was I tried to tuck this end of the tie wrap on top of that mechanism there. You could probably see the yellow bit. So the way I did it was I pushed this down here like that and hoped upon hope that I could manipulate it backwards this way just enough that I could get a pair of needle nose pliers and grab the tie wrap back like that. Then you have to cut the tie wrap because it's done its job. Well, when it's done its job, you pull the tie wrap, it gets tighter obviously, but it also helps to pull this strap around the other side. You might have to feed it a little bit. There we go. And then the fabric comes through. And then you just push that through there like that. Cut your tie wrap, which has obviously now got tighter. So I'll just use this to open it up again. Or not. It's always the easy bits that take the time, isn't it? There we go. I noticed it had gone through, but you can see what I've done there. I've pushed it down like that, either side of that, snip that off, and then as you pull this tight, as long as it goes in the right place, which it's trying not to at the moment, you effectively have a strap, there we go, that when you reset this, it will pull it back. Unless, of course, you tighten it around the wrong part. You don't want to cover that little bit there. So I've used the non-loopy end, it's still a loop, but you get what I mean. And then you tuck it under there like that. And what we're trying to do is get it to bend over the top of that flat piece there where the yellow bit is. So where's my needle nose pliers? So you just grab that with the needle nose pliers. It will tighten up because obviously that's when it takes the slack, and try and feed it round like that so it comes through. And then hopefully you can pull that through there. Just trying to tighten it up. And then push that under the loop and pull it like that, and then hopefully, yes, there we go. So it still works if you press the button on the top, but it also works by pulling that tab. Tighten that up, cut the tyre wrap, and then we can put this back together. I'm not sure if I'm finished yet or not, because what I'm wondering, nice little slot, I didn't have to cut that, that was already there, is how easy it will be to reach that from the back of the car. So what I'm contemplating doing is folding that onto itself like that to make a loop, and then putting this bigger one through it like that. So then that would practically be hanging on the boot floor. Let me zoom out so you can see just how much bigger it is. But anyway, so you put it back the same way you put it on. These clips go first. Do that on this side as well. Poke it through the hole. Yeah, so poke these back through here to latch on. Like that. And then obviously when you bring the cover down like that, we don't have those holes because it's the UK model. But what I'm gonna do is just make an incision in the carpet and just poke that bit through. But as it stands, it goes to about there. So what I might do is put it back in the car, see how accessible they are, and take it from there. But what I want to do as well, I know you're thinking I'm putting the cover back on before I've even trimmed it, but there's a method in that madness, I think. I'm going to try and put the mat that's in the boot on the back of the seat so I can see where the hole is, so I can just line it up and make one neat incision, which will be a nice neat job. Pop the toppers back in. that. Test them again. Yep. Lock that one down. Yep. Lock it down. Try it on the button. Yep. And this one. Yes. Okay. So let me get these bits of wood out the way. That's the boot floor mat, the standard one. Pop that over there for a minute. Put these back on here, and then they should tell me where to make my hole. Because it lines up with those. But I'm going to put that back in the car to work that out. So give me a minute and then I'll show you. So that's back in the car. These are pushed back temporarily, but just to test it.
Two was far easier.
That one's unlocked.
Neck and the bottle in there. What I did was undid
That one's not.
everything I had already done. So I
Good.
have to put it all back
to the
together
drawing
again.
board.
But that was a far easier thing. I put the neck in the bottle first.
It's all
And
fitted
then
back in there
snapped it
now.
up
So
to the top here.
I haven't put the other cover on this
Then
yet
I
to
just
work
gotta
it out,
put
so I just wanted to make
back
sure
in
it
there.
worked before I put it all back together, but they're bolted back in.
Clips in here like that.
If
There's
I
one clip that goes,
slam it up
the
like
bolt,
that,
sorry, goes in.
hopefully you
here.
can see there's one tag
Goes on that.
here,
And then the other
and the
one.
other one's just here. So if I pull
So,
that
I'll get back to square one
and
I'll be
that,
back. So all that
I can drop the boot from there, and it's quite accessible. I don't know if I need the longer ones or not.
You just pop this wheel
Now,
arch back out.
Let me close that again.
Forget later. There we go. Right, and then up top, we just got this bit, which fits in there like that, and then there we go. Fill that up a bit later because I'm not sure if it will leak.
Get this mat.
I know it's after the pump, but I just don't want to take any chances.
This should tell me.
I'll get that back in there after.
Next,
These are
incisions.
themselves.
Call it.
So I do that on the big camera and just get set up.
So I've got the left hand one.
I wasn't scared.
I've got the left hand one here ready to go in. So on the top you just see those two slots. They just slide in. So let me put this back on. That. Oh, they also slide out like that. Let's not do that as intense as I just did. And I'll just drop it just to try it first, make sure it's flat.
Right, and then you've got one of your push connections, which just fits in the bottom under there, and then you just pop that in position. So that and then on this side, I've only got the one screw, sadly. Should be a second, but Toyota weren't particularly forthcoming with it. Where's it gone? And then that just fits in here like that. All it should need by hand because it's plastic on plastic, so don't want to go too tight with that. Let me get this sitting right, and then I'll show you where to make the incisions. There we go. Right, I'll show you the other side, but with the small camera now, so you might get I've put the mat in as well, visual of it. And then what I didn't just record, but I was hoping I had, was the fact that with a very fine scalpel, I just cut the hole through the fabric so that the strap comes through, and the same on this side. And then if you pull them, 1, 2, the back drops down. So I guess that worked. It's a success. You can't pull them up. You can't pull them up from the back because obviously they're too far down. But you could all obviously fix them up like I was saying before, and then put a longer strap. Yeah, fold them up like that, tie wrap them, and then I could just tuck this through there like that, and then have this hanging down. But I quite like those little ones. As a quality of life upgrade, I think that works quite well. So that's a little bit of future proofing with the intake there. Hopefully a quality of life upgrade, but those tags in the boot should make it a lot easier to get stuff all the way through without having to walk around the side of the car. You do have to still go in the car to shut them, but obviously that's because every time you pull the strap, it pulls the latch, which unlocks them. So yeah, so you've got to shut them from inside the car, but I think that makes sense. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along for another episode of GReddy86. Appreciate all your questions, all your subscriptions, all your watches. Means the world. And thanks for coming along on the journey with me. Catch you next time.